Today I'm in first grade. Check out these fatty pencils the first graders use. I like the fatty pencil because they can barely get their fingers around them. This is a normal pencil. This is a fatty pencil. Any grade I go to, there's never an eraser on a pencil. Pencils are modern miracles of nature. How do they get that lead inside this piece of wood? Must be a lot of child labor getting the lead inside of pencils. And then they ship it to some other country to put the erasers in the back of the pencils. One of the best things you could do when I was in school was get a giant pencil from Disneyland and bring it to school and act like it was totally normal. There was a time everyone decorated their pencils. They decorated the top of their pencils with trolls. Trolls were these things you'd put on your pencils with really ugly faces and hair that stuck out all over the place. You could take your pencil, spin it like this, and the hair would stick out. I'm kind of a troll. Check out my hair. In middle schools, they've abandoned the pencil for mechanical pencils, which seems like you should be working on cars, or jets, or heating systems, or Formula race cars, or designing modern buildings, or building lab equipment, or figuring out how to bring people back from the dead. I'm mostly a pen guy. I always carry a pen with me, and if I'm lucky, no one will steal it from my pocket, and it'll last me a long time. I get fooled into buying lots of cheap pens at the beginning of the year. At Office Max and Office Depot and Staples, they sell pens. You could buy 10 for $1. 10-cent pens aren't very good. They're downright crappy. When I get a good pen, I keep it in my pocket for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't like blue pens, I don't like red pens, I like black pens. I don't see color, I just like the black pens. When I was in school, I used to try to use the last little bit of eraser, and I would end up scratching holes in my paper, which is a terrible way to erase. I think they should have lickable lead. That would work for first graders. You could just lick the answers off, or the mistakes. Then maybe they could make the mistakes taste good so you lick it off, and the right answers taste good, so then you wouldn't lick those off. That way, you wouldn't lick off the wrong answers. You'd lick off the wrong answers, you'd leave the right answers. Because the right answers taste bad, the wrong answers taste good. Although, maybe you just start making mistakes on purpose and start eating the bad answers. Like the first graders do with paste. They eat the paste. They also eat their boogers. I've definitely seen it. It's nasty. Kids eating boogers. In first grade, kids are not allowed to sharpen their own pencils. They put them in a tiny bucket, and some nice parent in the morning comes in and sharpens all the pencils. So through the day, they just exchange pencils, instead of making a lot of noise sharpening pencils. Pencil sharpeners are the true bane of a substitute teacher's existence, because they never work. There's no such thing as a good pencil sharpener. I think the pencil companies are in cahoots with the pencil sharpening companies so that we have to buy lots of pencils. I use pencils till they go down to the nub and I can barely put my fingers around them. And they've got no eraser and I scratch holes in my paper. That's how I've gotten so far in life. Life of a sub.